when the world feels like it's pushing against you, and your efforts seem to be failing. That's precisely the moment to rise and make an incredible comeback. The power that comes from overcoming setbacks isn't just about winning. It's about transforming who you are, about turning every challenge into a stepping stone. Today, I want to talk to you about academic resilience, how you can use your lowest moments to fuel a. Growing up, I experienced the highs of success and the lows of failure. In grades 6 through 8, I was among the top students in my school. I'd worked hard, and it felt amazing to succeed, to be celebrated, and to be at the top. But, like so many, I let the success get to my head. I began to believe I was invincible, that I didn't need to try as hard. By ninth grade, I stopped paying attention in class and assumed I knew enough to get by. My confidence made me believe that schoolwork was too easy, that I was above needing a teacher's guidance. I barely listened in class, often distracted or thinking of other things. In a way, I became my own worst enemy, thinking I had everything under control when, in reality, I was letting go of the very habits that had brought me success in the first place. The result? My grades tanked. I scored lower than I had ever imagined. And my performance was so poor that my father immediately took me to my tutor after the report card came out. Standing there, having to face both my father and my tutor, I felt guilt and embarrassment like never before. That day, I made a vow to myself. I would never let my parents down again. I decided that I would prove I was capable, and I would put in the effort required to reach my full potential. I wanted to show everyone, but most of all myself, that I could rise above this failure. That promise marked the beginning of a transformation. I threw myself into my studies in a way I hadn't before. In 10th grade, I pushed beyond what I thought I was capable of. My days were filled with study sessions, and I worked harder than I ever had, determined to make my family proud. And it paid off. I finished at the top of my class. My school celebrated my achievement, and the local newspaper even featured an interview with me. This experience taught me something profound. True success comes not from the victories themselves, but from overcoming obstacles and proving to yourself that you can do it. After my success in 10th grade, my father decided to send me to Coda, a city famous for its rigorous academic preparation. Coda is where many of the country's top students go to prepare for some of the most competitive exams. However, it was also one of the hardest times of my life. The pressure was intense, and I found myself in an environment where everyone was working at their absolute limit. For the first time, I wasn't at the top. I was just another student trying to keep up. But I didn't give up. My friend and I would use every possible trick to stay awake and study longer. We were so determined that we'd apply bombs like Xanda bomb to keep ourselves awake during late-night study sessions, trying to outdo each other in endurance. We'd stay up as long as possible, often studying until 4 or 5 in the morning, only taking short naps before diving back into our books. Those nights in Coda taught me that success requires sacrifice. There were moments when I doubted if I could keep up, and times when I felt exhausted beyond words. But I pushed through because I knew what was at stake. Although I didn't end up achieving my ultimate goal of getting into IT, I was accepted into another top institute. And that experience showed me that hard work does pay off, even if the results aren't exactly what you expected. Today, as I look back, I realized that every failure I faced was actually a lesson. Each setback made me stronger, more resilient, and more focused. My journey taught me that it's okay to stumble as long as you're willing to get back up and keep moving forward. Success isn't about never failing. It's about learning from every failure and becoming better because of it. Every academic setback is an opportunity to reassess, refocus, and come back stronger. So to those of you who are struggling academically, or even questioning your abilities, I want you to know this. You are capable of achieving anything if you commit yourself to it. Don't let past mistakes define you. If your academic journey hasn't gone the way you planned, if you've lost time or feel like you've fallen behind, remember that it's never too late to make a comeback. Imagine your future self. Looking back at this very moment, what would that future self want you to do now? Would they want you to give up, to let past failures weigh you down? Or would they want you to stand up, refocus, and work harder than you ever have? The answer is clear. Right now is the perfect time to make your biggest academic comeback. Forget what happened last year, last month, or even last week. Today is your chance to start fresh, to give it your all, and to prove to yourself and the world that you have what it takes. Embrace the challenges, the late nights, and the sacrifices, because they will only make you stronger. Success doesn't come easily, and it's not supposed to. But when you finally reach your goal, you'll know that every bit of effort, every hour of study, and every sleepless night was worth it. And more than that, you'll know that you have the power to overcome anything, because you've done it before. The beauty of this journey is that your hard work, your commitment, and your resilience will serve you not only academically, but in every part of your life. So go out there, make your comeback, and remember that you are capable of greatness.